I hang out with some friends, with a friend of mine up in Osaka, and we had some really interesting interactions with other foreigners. And if you weren't on the last one I did, which I need to go and edit those, a whole bunch of them, I was talking about how we were up in Triangle Park. And if you're familiar with Triangle Park, it's this big pattern there with this tree there, and everybody sits there. And then they have these stairs, and then the skateboarders always jumping up the steps and stuff like that. And so anyway, what happened was there were some people there from Europe, and mostly guys, one white girl. Hey, what's up? Thank you. Please hit the thumbs up; would be appreciated. Please chime in, conversate with me today. Okay, thank you. Two people in the house. Thank you, thank you. Hope you are all well. Thanks for the thumbs up. They really appreciate it. Okay, so we're in the park. Okay, and like I said this in the last video, but let me reiterate it because it's part of what my title is. And so there was this one white girl. She's from England, and she had a really nice geometrical body. And we were all talking and stuff, and she had her boyfriend with her. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thumbs up would be appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Please comment today if you can. I am also, if you want to talk live, hit me up at line. And let me put that up real quick. Let me see. Oops. Oh, wow. I don't know how to comment online on here. So, broke down. Okay, stay safe. The U.S. news days, COVID is high. Counting. Stay safe. The U.S. news days, COVID is high. Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up with it, but I heard some people saying that, but I rather, yeah, okay, I will definitely do that. Okay, let me find my line real quick. So anyway, I'm online. Let me go on voice call and then add everybody, add people. And so if you want to come on the line, you can join in. And I am inviting people. And my line ID says sorry. Says sorry, I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. For people in the house, thank you, thank you. Okay, so if you want to come on live, hit me up at GS350 JPN, but for some reason, I cannot, I don't have anywhere where I can actually type myself, save highlight. Huh? Highlight. I have no idea. Yo, what's up? What's up, Sam Pirate? I gotta watch your video. Sorry, I must have did something. I have no idea. But anyway, if you want to join in on the live, hit me up online. That ID is GS350JPN. Hit me up, and I will add you to the live call online. Okay. So anyway, I'm on the train. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I'm thinking somebody else. Okay, I keep messing your name up. Yeah, it's Wayne. Okay, hey Wayne. This I'm gonna stay at my what's it gonna say? Stay at my previous thoughts or keep. Anyway, when you get back, let me know. Okay, and then I'll just ride my bike over to where you at, and we can hang out. But oh, okay. So I'm sitting there just chilling by myself. Okay, cool. I'm just there chilling by myself, right? And the white girl, she's cool and everything. So I stand up, I go to the walk to the store. Where I'm standing, it's about yay wide. It's not that wide, and where we are sitting and stuff. So all the the Europeans, they were like sitting there, standing there. So I'm saying, "Excuse me, guys, I got to go through, and I don't feel like going around the stairs." And so they were like, "Cool." So the guys moved. The girl, she just like this. If you want to go by, then you got to go through me. And she had this skin tight dress on and everything. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, because she was sitting on this other white guy's lap, and he was taller than me, bigger than I was. Looked like he was in really good shape. In the States, he would have easily been a 9 or 10. Any woman he wanted, he had to go to and all that stuff, right? And so I'm thinking like, okay, fine. And so I said, okay, I'll just wait. So I waited, and she about 30 seconds later, she moved. Then, as the night progressed, um, one of my friends who I was with, we started trading IDs, line accounts and stuff. So I asked the guy who I was lining, that one guy, her boyfriend, I guess. I said, "This your girlfriend?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." And I looked at her and I said, "I guess I can't get your number." She said to me, "Oh, you don't want to blah 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 me?" And I didn't even look. I'm like, okay, you know. And then she stands up, and I'm just standing there. She comes next to me and starts dancing and singing "Return of the Mac." And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, why is she doing that and saying these things with her boyfriend right there? So he didn't. I mean, I don't know if he was paying attention or not, but that was really interesting. Then I think it was either that night or it was the next night we were up there, and we were just sitting down, and this one Chinese lady walks by, 33, 33 is a really, really pretty. Five people in the house. Thank you. Thumbs up. It would be appreciated. Share, share, share. Oh, I didn't even share, huh? And let me see. Hold on. See if I can share real quick to Facebook. It doesn't mean she do all this stuff later, huh? Okay. And so what happened was she jumped up on this I guess this wall, and she was sitting there. And I was like kind of surprised, right? I was like, wow, because it was kind of high. And she just jumped up there. So my friend said, "That's you." So I was going to say no, but I said, no, since you're challenging me, let me go over there. So I walk over there and say, "How you doing?" And she looks at me and said, "I'm fine." And I said, "Hey, what you doing?" She said, "Nothing, I just finished work." And I'm like, "Okay, why don't you come sit with us?" And she said, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, just come, it's okay, just chat. Don't worry, it's a lot of people here." you know. So she hops down, come over, sit next to us. And I tried to get her to sit between us. She said no. So she kind of sat like one person space over for me, or one and a half person space next to me. And so we get to talking. She's Chinese, who's telling me different things about her life and things like that. So she was really cool, nice body and everything, really, really, really pretty. She probably was the prettiest Chinese girl I've ever seen in my life. And moving forward, I was like, "Well, where do you live?" So she said she lived in Osaka. I'm like, okay. So we talking and stuff. And I said, "Hey, let me get you a line." So she gave me her line right real quick. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got the line address, because I'm always getting people's line, and I'm always hooking up people with other people. Oh, four people who are thumbs up. Thank you very much. And so we're just talking and stuff. Then all of a sudden, she said she had to go. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, And then asked her again, "Where do you live?" So she said, "Right down there." And so right over there. So when they say that, you know what that means, right? So it's like an invitation to, "Hey, you can come with me and walk me home or whatever, But I was too tired, and I had no intentions on trying to make moves or anything like that. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I just play dumb and stuff, right?" And then she said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna leave." And I'm like, "Fine." I said, "Hey, just get a hug." So she gets up. I am not joking. She gets up and she said, "Okay." And I'm like, "Whoa, why is this?" She's like, this big old hug, right? I mean, these arms for this big old hug. I'm like, okay. So, I gave her a little, I didn't hug her that hard, And that was really interesting. And the same thing happened with this one sister I met like maybe 6 months ago. She's from Canada, I think Quebec. or wherever black people live over there, something like that, Montreal, whatever. And me and her was talking, and I went and picked her up one day, and we just driving around and stuff. Took her to the station, and she did the same thing. But when she grabbed me, she like grabbed me, so I knew she wanted me to come with her, right? But I was like, no, because I'll tell you that story anyway. Well, anyway, the reason I didn't go with it because usually when I meet women, I just meet to talk. There's no any actions after that conversation. That's it, you know. But we kept meeting a whole bunch of times and stuff because she just came out here to get a job, and she was kind of lonely and stuff. Didn't have a lot of money, and one day I was like, you know, what you doing? She's like, oh, I'm going to go eat at some place. It was one of the places I don't like to go to. I said, okay, wait, let me pick you up. So I picked her up with walking on the house so I could pick her up, took her out to eat and stuff. But it was really interesting. So anyway, to get to the subject, how to socialize and stuff in the streets of Japan, it's oh, what's up, JJJJ? How you doing? I'm good, man. Thanks for popping in, showing up. And so, oh, and I got one more story. So, and this is really cool. So I'm talking to these um, two white guys, and I don't know how the subject got up about, talking to women and stuff like that. But the one guy was saying how he was very confident in picking up women and stuff, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, the word confidence is really a bad word for a guy to use when he's talking about his skills and his whatever attributes he have to talk to women, because the word confidence actually means to believe in something that's not there. There's no evidence of it, but you're going to believe it. And so I'll see you later tonight. The train. I'm losing signals all the time. Okay, okay, cool. So I'll hook up to you later. All right, peace. And so we're talking about that. So he gets mad because I'm trying to tell him that he shouldn't use it and use the word competence instead of confidence, because the word competence means you know what you're doing based on some experiences or whatever, something that's real that's there. So he gets upset, and we're going back and forth and stuff. And finally, he gets to understand what I'm saying, you know. So what he tried to do was take his loss and change it into something else about how to pick up women. So he said, when you pick up women, he was like giving all these pickup artists advice that they use. And I said, yeah. I said, you're right, because he's trying to, because I actually was able to convince him to stop using the word confidence and start using the word competence. And it was a war that he couldn't win, you know. And so he tried to come back. And I said, yeah, everything he was saying, like, you got to talk to a woman like this, you got to talk like this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But before there's something else. Before that, there's something else. So we're going on for about a few minutes. His friend jumps in, and I'm like telling him there's something before that. And that something before that, I guess you won't know. My friend who I was with, he knows, but the other guys, they didn't know. So I'm just waiting for them to say it, and none of them said it. So I'm like, okay, cool. And so what I told him was, um, let me see, yo, 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 let me add my friend in. Can you hold on? Can you join on live chat? Okay, and let's see, just get it to me a few minutes ago. Okay, and so, oh man, let me see. Let me see if he's in here. Oh no, he's not in here. Oh man. So okay, wait, I gotta add somebody. Hard dog it. How do you add people? I forgot. Add. So anyway, what I told him was, uh, short travels. There it is. Oh wow, why can't I invite him? Travel short. And so what happened was, wait, because I gotta get this guy in. Travel shorts. Okay, travel shorts. Okay, so let me go back to travel shorts. Oh man, where's that YouTube thing at? YouTube, cancel, travel shorts. Okay, cool. So what happened was, okay, I'm losing my thought. I'm so sorry. Hold on. What? Oh, I can't. I guess he must already be in there. I guess he must already be in there. Guess he must already be in there. Okay. So anyway, I kept telling him he was right. I'm telling you, all the things that he was doing was true, right? And I said, there's one more thing that you have to do, you know. And he finally said, okay, what is it? I said, you got to show up. I said, I don't care how much making skills you have. I don't care how many homies think you the bro, the whoever, whatever. Nothing's going to happen until you show up. Then, once you show up, there's one other thing that's going to happen. And I had another friend I was talking to about this, and it didn't take too long to convince him. But I've said in my videos many times, most guys are shy to approach women. Why? Because they don't know what to say initially. But initially, to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter what you say to a woman initially. Okay, initially, it's not it. You can walk up and say, yo, you can go, excuse me, or anything. Your initial communication is nothing. What's important is the next word that comes out of your mouth after she responds. Because a lot of guys, they don't want to talk to a woman because they don't think the women are going to respond. But when you communicate or say anything out of yours, you if you say anything out of your mouth, that's communication. Whether they hear you or not, pretend like they hear you or not, it's it. That's it. That's all you have to do is just say something. Sometimes women will ignore you. Sometimes they might laugh. Sometimes they will engage. But don't be afraid to talk or say anything, right? But the real thing happens is, what are you going to say? Should I socialize in England or Japanese and English Japanese to get the best results because I'm trying to smash on the first night. Okay. So I'll see. Okay, so listen, if you're trying to smash on the first night, then and if you're here in Japan, I guess you're in Japan, I would say already have a place where you want to go. Okay. And then you just walk over to the woman that you like, and there's a bunch of things you can say. If you don't, and you want to keep it short to the point. Basically, I say to guys, if you don't want to say anything, just put your hand out. And if you put your hand out, they understand. They understand. And maybe I should make some videos like that. Just put my hand out and see how many women will take it. But they understand what that means. And if they take your hand, then you just take them to where you want to go. If you don't want to do that, if that's a little too bold for you, too straightforward, then just say, hey, let's go. And some are like, okay, they won't even ask you. Some might say where, and then you have to, be careful about what you're going to say. Usually, when I used to do that and stuff, they would say like, where, and I'd say someplace where the two of us, and some exclusive place somewhere two of us could just be the two of us. They're like, all right, and that's it. I don't have to say anything else. Just let them do all the talking. Or you can just ask, say, hey, do you want to go to such and such place with me? Now, what I recommend a lot of guys to do, or I used to recommend it, with when you're talking to a woman, and if you're talking to her for more than like 3 or 4 minutes, to say, hey, let's go back to my place and watch some DVDs. Well, not DVDs, whatever streaming, whatever it is on the YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but on the net. And you ask that, you say, hey, let's go do that because that will, put my finger, and that works too. That really, really does work. Wow. So that works also. Oh, there's no one in here with me. I'm all alone. Okay. And so that'll work also. So, um, yeah, he's in there. Okay. I wonder why I'm not. Something's wrong with this. Okay. So anyway, well, bug is, and I'm smacking myself in the face. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Okay, about um, that's pretty much it as far as how can I say that? As far as yeah. Oh wow, that's easy, huh? Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to understand. I was in this. Oh, so I'm on Clubhouse, and it was this wrong group I was in, and they were talking about women and men relationships, black men and women relationships. So they bickering back for hey, four people in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So they're bickering back and forth about how to pick each other up and how to talk to each other and everything. And so I'm just listening and listening and listening. So I jump in, and I tell them how old I was, and I said, you guys have to understand that you guys are just bickering about nothing. I said, listen, there's only one thing you need to know, one thing only. And they were like, what? And I said, um, this. How long does it take for a woman to decide whether she can be with a man or not? She can sleep with a man or not. And I'm telling you, when I was on there saying something, they were just all of them fighting each other. I jump in, they all getting on me. Every last one of them simultaneously, I mean, all of them at the same time said instantaneously or immediately, instantaneously or immediately, or one of those words they said. And it was funny because I was expecting some at least someone to say a few minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, or whatever, a few seconds. They all said instantaneously or something like that. And I said, okay, so if you know that a woman decides instantly whether she can sleep with a man or not, what should be your next question? And none of them knew it. One guy said, "Oh, do you want to go out to dinner?" And I just started laughing and stuff. And I'm like, "No." But they said, "You're going to tell us?" I said, "No, I'm not going to tell you because he kind of like, I'm not, no, I'm not going to give you that jewel." So they just kept on arguing and stuff and ignored me. And I'm like, wow, because sometimes I feel like people don't really want to find the answer to the problems. They just want to talk about the problems and stuff. But basically, the answer is really simple. I think I've said it on here a few times. I'll wait till later and say what it is. But it's really simple. So if you already know that, then walking over to a woman after she looks at you and just put your hand out or saying, let's go, or let's go to my place and watch, some movies or whatever, should be simple because that would be the next normal question or uh, sentence that you should ask. I mean, that you should say. Remember, when you're talking to a woman, it's not what's going to make it or break it. It's going to be your next words that you say after she says something because she could be on her way to to sign $1 billion contract and you can say, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now, I have no time. And then you can say something like, hey, listen, I don't know what you got to do, but right now is the time to be with me, and if you miss this time, there's never going to be another time that's going to come with the experience that you can have with me. And and you might resonate it in a certain way depending on any beige that you have or whatever. Maybe the way you draw, wearing or standing or whatever. Maybe how your auras or vibes are going out. Telling you, she will call, say, "Hey, let's postpone this meeting for a week or two or a month." Because it could have even been rushed. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's so a lot of times there are circumstances that would um, validate her canceling it that you don't know because sometimes it could be some works. You know how in the government, U.S. government, they'll just rush something through and they say, okay, well, this is wrong. Okay, it's okay. We'll just go back and fix it later. You know what I'm saying? So it could be one of those. And she'll call and bam, 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 and just go with you. So when you're talking to a woman, remember, number one, what's number one? That is the only rule you need to understand. It's not the first words that come out of your mouth that's going to matter. It's going to be the next words that come out of your mouth after she responds. Because the first word you might get lucky and get a whole bunch of responses on the first word, but it's that next response. That's it. If you get it if you say, "Hey, let's go," and she goes, "Okay, cool." But if you have to put in a little work and you have to make that second statement got to be it. Because if it's not it, that's it. You know. And a lot of guys get discouraged. But I just tell guys, listen, hey, it's all about this. If you are talking to a woman and if that woman leaves or whatever, or she doesn't want to talk to you, then at that time it might be a good thing because you will have saved a lot of trouble. Okay, you really would have saved a lot of trouble because a lot of guys they chase women, and these women do give you signs depending on how much baggage. I mean, depending on how much baggage you have, and a lot of women will warn you, say, "No, I'm not the one," you know, and that's only because she looks at you, she judges you. Maybe it's something about what you're wearing or whatever, where she thinks she can bully you. And most guys they don't look at those cues, they don't look at those red flags or those cautions and stuff. So other than that, pretty much that's it. Here in Japan, what I like to do when I'm walking down the street, I look at every woman as much as I can, but I look at them from a distance for like 20 feet, 30 feet away, 40, 50 feet away, and just get everything. Because one thing I know about Japan is that the women will look at you, and if you wait till they get up on them, I mean, wait until you get up on them and you look at them, then a lot of them might turn their head. Always give a woman an opportunity to check you out. Always give them that opportunity. And I know you want to look at a close distance, but you better train your eyes and, you know, um, look at them from afar, and check out whatever you need to check out. And then when you walk by, you're getting close, let her check you out, because sometimes these women also, they want to check out, guys, handsome guys too, especially if you're handsome too, they want to check you out. And you give them, you got to give them at least a good 5 seconds, to check you out. And then before they pass you up, you can talk to them. So me and a friend, we were just hanging out and in Osaka and Umeda, and we were sitting down in front of some granola place. And all of a sudden, next to us, there was a beauty salon, a beauty school there. We didn't know about it. So all of a sudden, all these women are walking by, they're like 23, 24, 25, whatever, And so me and him was talking. So I just said something. One of the women replied, but she kept on walking. And I was like, see, I'm telling you, I told him, see, just talk. She'll reply. And what happened was, I'm not sure if I'm telling the story right, but she was kind of far when I said, "Hey, what's your name?" And she just looked right like, "Yizuka." And I was laughing. And me and my friend, we always talk about that. But yeah, when you're on the street, especially here in Japan, it's really easy. I think you have to understand who you are. You really have to understand who you are. For me, 85, more than 80, a minimum, but 85% of the women I've dated in my life, I would say at the very minimum, I'll just say 85, 85% of women came to me. And I swear I do not know why. Whatever, people always give, because, a lot of guys all of this studying and all this stuff. And so they give their opinion. But I'm just like, wow, they just come to me. And I actually counted, and except for like when I used to go to clubs, many, 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 many. decades ago. I remember I used to dance and the women would come to me. And then, I think only 3 times I did that and then went on and did whatever. But so I guess they would come to me. I guess that, but for the women who I went to, I think I can only remember one, only one, and that was a sister out in California, and she lived in, excuse me, she lived in, what's that place called? Compton. She lived in Compton, like right across the street from Linwood. And she was the only one. All the other women that I could think of came to me. So I've always say 35, but it would, 85, but that's it. So some guys, they just got this aura, where just the women just come to you. Are males a good place to chat it up with the women? Almost, yeah. Oh, if you want to talk to a woman, the best place to pick up women is in front of a train station that's in the neighborhoods, not the main train station, just, you know, the little ones and stuff. But you want to find one that's where it has a lot of apartments. Now you can do it at the main um, station, like Omeda or wherever, but there are just so many people going down there, so you don't know where they're coming from. That's why I always say, it's better to, and the subway stations actually are really good too, but like in the city and stuff. But I would say find a station where they have a bunch of apartment buildings and then you stay there. And usually, and then of course, it's a certain time too. And there're just a lot of women coming in and out. Or you can just walk around in those areas and stuff, but it just depends because, a lot of people go to work. But other than that, I think those would be the better places. So, like in Osaka, I think it was on what's the street called? I think it's Homachi and Tanimachi. It's this one. Um, no, I think it's in near Nagahoridori where the Tokyo Hands is. I don't know if you guys, if you're in Osaka, you would know. It's like where Sensabashi is the arcade, and then when you get to the end, you cross the street. When you cross the street, go to the left. I mean, to the right. Walk down to the street until you get to like the next um, train station, and I believe that one. But I think it's the one that's on Homachi where the Starbucks is, and on Homachi, and you go all the way down, and I think it's on Tanimachi Street, and that particular Subway where that's next to the convenience stores, it's like nothing but women coming in and out of that at all times, and you can just sit there and talk to them, and especially at night. And that's a good place too. And if it's like really late at night and you can't get out or whatever, the convenience stores are a really good place to pick up women too. That's where a lot of guys, at night people just hang out there. And before, I'm sure it should be now also, just hang out at the convenience stores because a lot of women who are single and or who live alone, they always go to there. So those would be the best places. Other than that, of course, you got the clubs and stuff like that. But I always tell guys to, to go out, socialize out in the streets because you pass up hundreds of women, thousands of women, tens of thousands of women, depending on where you at. And well, I won't say you pass them, but tens of thousands of women are in those areas, and so you have a lot of chances. And there's another thing too about Japan I've said is that usually when you're out in the street and you see a woman walking by herself, usually that's when she's off, and usually her off day. And so those would be the best chances to talk to them because they might just, go with you wherever you want to go because they're so busy. A lot of them don't have boyfriends and stuff. And so that means they don't have any physical contact or anything like that with the a male for months at a time, sometimes years. I've actually met some virgins who were, really older, um, yeah, in their 40s, so it's a trip though. But yeah, socializing out here is good. But like I said, it's just talking. I know a lot of guys have a lot of macking tips and stuff like that, but thank you for the thumbs up. But just keep it really simple. When you meet this woman, you know, first of all, what do you want? Because in Japan, thanks, another thumbs up. Thank you, got six. Oh, I'm happy. Uh, when you want to talk to a woman, what is it that you want? You have to always decide that. When I talk to them, it's just a conversation. That's it. I've always just conversation. If they want to do anything further than that, then I'll let them do it. Let them do all the talking and all that stuff. But always know what you want to do. Then, especially in Japan, because Japan is a place where you really don't have to lie and you really don't have to play games. Just another thumbs up. Thank you. You just tell them what you want. Japan is really honest, open like that. You just walk up to her, hey, I like you, that blah 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 blah, and that's it. Because there are a lot of guys who, like in the States, you want to hit a home run, and I used to, when I was in the States, dude, like, man, I want to hit a home run. I want to hit a home run. The girl only let me get to second base or the first base or third base, but never a home plate. And I used to hear that so many times, and I said, okay, let me stop. And I would say, listen, you're already at home plate. Why are you trying to hit the ball? Just wait there, and eventually she's going to come. The guy's like, oh my God, I never thought about things like that. You hit the ball and you run back in a circle just to come back where you are. We should have just stayed there in the first place. So it was kind of funny though. Hey, five people in the house, thank you. So it's kind of funny. Let's see, any other tips? I want to say you should dress to impress out here, but in Japan it really doesn't matter. But and sometimes it does because there are a lot of women out here who are into what's that thing, fashion, and they'll know what you're wearing. So it's like that movie Tenet, when he was at the lunch with, I guess, M6, I think it is. They call them CIA agents in Japan, England. And the guy told the dude, next time you try to impress somebody in lying and saying that you are a billionaire, um, Brooks Brothers is not going to get it. you know. And when I've watched that movie, think three times trying to figure it. I still don't understand it, but it was funny, and I got to thinking, like, yeah, it's true. Out here, fashion really does matter, But before that, you still have to show up. Before that, you still have to make yourself uh, approachable. You still have to go out and talk, or you still have to have those vibes that, draw the women in. So for me, I don't necessarily have to dress nice. I walk down the street and, women do actually come up and say I'm handsome or want to take pictures with me. It was a long time ago. I haven't been out so much. Like I said, in the beginning of here, the one white girl from England, she wanted me. She come next to me and started singing "Return of the Mac." We was talking about that again to with this police officer, and he was retired. West Covina, his girlfriend. And when I told the story, she started singing "Return of the Mac." I was like, and that was actually the next day, and so I'm just laughing. But yeah, when you go out in the streets, what you have to understand is you have to say, hey, you're the prize, and you have to think really, really high of yourself because it doesn't matter what you think of yourself. You can be, because it's all in your mind. No one knows what you're thinking. You could say, hey, I am the greatest thing that God has ever made. Or you can say whatever. It doesn't even matter. You just want to be really happy inside when you go out. Don't go out there like, oh my God, I wonder what I'm going to say to this girl. Don't even think like that. Just go out there. I'm looking at myself when I should be looking at you guys over here. I'm sorry. But don't think about anything. Just go out, think positively about yourself because no one's going to say anything. No one knows, and then after that, uh, just act. Just be yourself. Act yourself. Be normal. And remember, when a woman looks at you, she already decided whether or not she could sleep or not. She would do it or not. But if it was possible, she already decided. And all you have to do is just find out the answer. And the answer is just say, hey, what did you decide? She looking at you, hey, excuse me, yeah, what did you decide? And she like, oh my God, what are you talking about? It's like, well, you looked at me for more than 5 seconds, so, and I know what you was thinking, so what was your decision? And then she started laughing, grab her hand and go. You know what I'm saying? So, but, there's another twist to it too. I do know there are a lot of guys who women approach and they get shy and run away, so you have to always be aware of the possibilities that can happen, even and it's a possibility because possibility means a percentage, whether how high or low, it doesn't matter, but there is that possibility. And if you don't, or if you're not expecting it, then uh, you'll miss out. And I've had that experience many, many, many times, sitting on a train, a girl just come and sit right in front of me. Hey, five players in the house, or five people in the house, let's just say six thumbs up, I'm happy. So I'm just standing there, right? Not standing there, but I'm just there. And she'll just stand right there, you know. And I'm sitting like right where her waist is and stuff. And you know how you're on the plane, everybody leaning in and out. And I mean, she like coming close and back and close. And I look up and they're looking down, they smiling and stuff. But I'm like, I ain't care. I'm not even in the mood. I guess having women come to you a lot, saying hi to you at the very least or smiling, kind of, it's kind of spoiled me. So I really don't put in much effort and stuff. But yeah, you socializing out here, those are really the basic things. I mean, everything after that, especially here in Japan, I spoke to the one lady on stereo one day, and she was doing a lot of talking. You know, uh, most of the time, people like to talk, and if you are trying to talk to a woman, a lot of them they do a lot of talking, blah 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 blah, and you just listen. Hopefully, you'll be able to do what you got to do, or do what whatever your plan is. You got to hurry up and execute that. But a lot of them talk. And it's I mean a lot of talking. I'm not joking. I mean I know I do a lot of talking on these YouTubes and stuff, but I mean it's like they just going on and on, because I'm here talking about myself, right? I mean, you just with someone and they just blah, 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 and you just looking. And, I just listen because I think it's entertainment. Six people in the house, thank you. I really believe it's entertaining and I actually like listening to people. But yeah, it's if you can get a girl or woman to talk, like I said, when they're doing all the talking, they're a lot of them, they're, how can I say that? A lot of those hormones are running, you know, and they're feeling good. And usually that's, when it's time. Because I remember this one girlfriend I had back in, this before I had got married. And she came to me. I think I told this story 1,000 times. So I walked into this one restaurant out here in Wakayama. Not a restaurant, but a bar with some other friends. They're all black. Well, not all, but they're all Americans and stuff. And six people in the house. Thank you for joining. And so you walk in this little corridor and you turn to the right. We turn in, it just opens up into the bar. So they all go in first. And so I'm lagging behind, and so I come in. As soon as I turn the corner, this one Japanese lady just jumps up out of her seat. And it happened at that place 2 times. That one, she was by herself. The first time it happened, she was with another Japanese guy. She jumps up, comes over, grabs me, and just hold me tight. and saying something in Japanese. Then she started speaking English, and then she was holding. I mean, we were talking for like a good 10 minutes, and she gave me her email address because back then they have smartphones, and she gave me her email address and everything. And then the dude got mad, so she went and sat with him, and I'm like, wow. And the owner, he was like, wow, I've never seen her do that to anyone. And then this time I went with my friends, another woman did that, and she came and jumped up, ran over to me and grabbed me, and I'm like, what is going on? Because usually when they do that, I'll just push them off. I'm like, what are you doing? Wait. I mean, not I push them off. Like, no, no, wait, 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 wait. Maybe I look like somebody, I might not be that person you think I am, visually, And so, 'cause some people say I look like Denzel Washington. Some people, who is that one guy? There's his other brother, I forget his name. And they always say I look like him. I cannot think of his name. And so I'm thinking that they're thinking that or whatever. But it's just interesting. So we sat down, me and her actually started dating. She wanted my number, called me, coming over every day. We met every single day. And then there was this one, and I was talking about talking. Yeah, she talked a lot. And there was another one who came and talked to me. And this woman would just not stop. So you have those issues, but when you're talking to them, and if they're talking a lot, then just grab their hands and take them wherever you want to go, because a lot of them really don't care out here. You get into these physical relationships. Now you do have some women who are cold. I mean, you do have some women who are cold, but there are a lot of them who they don't care. Because sex out here, it's just a normal thing to do, something fun, get rid of a lot of energy and stuff like that, and so they will do that. But all I can say is, when you're socializing out here in the streets, just smile, enjoy the weather, um, enjoy the sights, the fashion, the cars, the differences, and just enjoy yourself. And if you're doing it properly, people will come to you, and the women will come to you. And a lot of times you really don't have to say anything. Hey, how you doing? Okay, just say, hey, what you want to do? You can always say that. Hey, what do you want to do? And they'll tell you, or you can make suggestions. Like I tell a lot of people, some friends, if your plan is B, then you tell them it's B. If your plan is Z, you say you want to do Z. Don't, like in the States, highlight it like these. If you look on my YouTube channel, there's a video I made called GS350 JPN and 3 PUAs versus 3 PUAs. And based on them being professional pickup artists, one Japanese, two French guys, I asked them a question. When you meet a woman, how long, from the time you meet her till the time you're sleeping with her, how many days do you plan it for? The one who was the leader, I guess, he was the number one backer, I guess, of the group. He said 4 days. The other guy, he was a white guy. He said 6 days, 7 days, or something like that. And the Japanese guy said 2 weeks. And when they said that, I burst into laughter. And why are you laughing? I'm like, you think that woman's going to be all moist and stuff for 4 days, and you 6 days or 7 days, and you for 2 weeks? Are you crazy? I said, no, it's not going. She's not going to wait for you, And we got into a little bit, and little argument. I said, and these two women had just came out of jewels, so I said, watch this, and I'll tell you this too. So I walk over to the first one and asked her, and this is a good question to ask: are you beautiful? If a girl, if you ask a woman, are they beautiful? There's only three things that's going to happen. She's either going to say yes, she's going to say no, or she's going to ask, why are you asking me that? If she says yes, immediately get her contact. If she say no, leave her alone. If she say why you ask that, then you tell her, well, the women who, when I ask them, if the women say yes, they think they're beautiful, they give me the context. The ones who say they don't think they're beautiful, they don't. And that's it. And so the first one, she said she didn't think she was beautiful. She was tall, nice body. And I said, okay, well, can I get a hug? She said, yeah. So I'm thinking, Japan, when I first came, they gave this little light pat. She grabs me and pulls me in onto her mammary glands and stuff, and I could feel them, on my chest. And so I was like, okay, cool. And then the other one, she was the manager. She was closing up. She was a little shorter. And I said, excuse me. She said, yeah. I said, are you beautiful? She said, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. And she said, why you ask me that? And I said, oh, because the women who are beautiful give me the context. The ones who are not beautiful don't. And she was like, okay. And I said, hey, can I have your line? She said, oh, just get my Facebook. I said, okay. So we traded Facebooks. And then she said, hit me up, please hit me up, hit me up, hit me up. Like, okay, of course I was lying. And I said, can I get a hug? She said, yeah. She grabs me too, and she had some large mammary glands too. All that happened in less than 5 minutes. They walked off. I walked back over there to them because I'm black, of course I'm black, but two white guys and one Japanese guy. And I said, see, that's all you have to do. And it was just like, and one of them, of course, they're trying to make excuses. I'm like, listen, I'm not here to tell you you're wrong or anyone's wrong. Even you guys, the way you go about it. Hey, if that's the way you want to do it, then that's your right way. But there's a more leaner way of doing it. There's always a leaner way of doing everything until it's just perfection. But even though you might do it in perfection, it's still the other person's choice to cooperate or not cooperate, go with you or not go with you. It doesn't matter how. I mean, how many guys, bought a big diamond ring, asked his girlfriend to marry them, and she said no. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how much leaner can you get than that? So, when you're socializing out here, oh wow, 8 people in the house, thank you. So when you're socializing out here, enjoy it. I mean, I don't know what kind of women you like to talk to. I like to talk to them all. I do have this kind of curse. What was in the States, and it was when if a woman from 1 to 7 or then 1 to 6 talk to me, well, when I go talk to them, they don't want to talk to me. The ones from 7 to 10 always spoke to me, you know. And when I was in the States, all of my black women who I dated, all of them were beautiful, 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 you know. And it was really an interesting experience. But yeah, out here in Japan, I think what I'm not saying you, but 90 people in the house. Thank you. Some thumbs up would be appreciate it. Hey, and you guys comment. I'm sitting here running up at the mouth by myself and stuff. But just enjoy it. And there are just so many women out here I mean, just out here, so just go through, talk to them, you know, enjoy the conversation. And a good conversation for me is a good 3 minutes. The one Chinese girl I met the other day, we just chatting it up. And I was just so tired. I don't know. I couldn't even move. My other friend, he was just there. She was a little tired. So we just chatting, just a regular. Because usually, I'm going to tell you the truth, 99.9% of the time when I talk to women, I do not talk to them with the intention of having sex. It's not like, not even on my mind. It's just a conversation. I don't know why I'm like that or anything like that, but that's just how I am. I'm not saying I didn't want to, but I don't, unless she's just like, super, 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 like, Kishiwara Kaizuka Izumi-san Wakayama. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent or something else. But anyway, no, I don't. To me, it's just conversation and all that stuff because that's it. But for you guys out there, socializing in Japan should be something that you look forward to, and it's not that hard. And you have to remember when you're talking to a woman out here that a lot of them do have their problems. They do have their social problems. Also, hard for them to get guys or the guy they want, especially if it's a Japanese woman, one Japanese guy, or these. If you want to talk to a wow, I just whistled through my teeth, I guess, or somehow, and then or if you want to talk to a foreign woman or anything, you know, everybody have their issues. You know what I'm saying? The women can't find the right guy, the guy can't find the right woman, or the guy has terrible times. Just all the women he meets is just this opposition. No, 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 or the girl, who are the guys she talked to, they're like, no, no, no. So when you go out there, just enjoy the weather, enjoy everything, and when you talk to them, don't be under pressure. Really don't. Just enjoy your time. Um, laugh as much as you can. Make some jokes if you want, but and if it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, just say, hey, let's trade lines or whatever contact you feel is appropriate, like on Facebook or whatever, and then bounce to the next one. Because in Japan, a lot of these women are busy, and just because they say no the first time, it's usually because it's just bad timing. Because sometimes the second time they might say yeah, and a lot of them won't forget you. A lot of, I don't know, they got this. I don't know if they write in their memory books, their diaries, who they met or whatever. Draw a sketch of it or something. But a lot of them will remember, so it's interesting. But that's it. I gotta go. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, so I have to go. It was really a pleasure. Hopefully, in this video, I just wanted to express the fact that no matter how many women you want to talk to, hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Whether you're shy or not, the number one macking pickup skill or whatever it is, the number one thing is showing up. If you don't show up, ain't nothing happening. If you don't show up, nothing happening. Thanks for the thumbs, sevens up, thumbs. 7 people, 7 thumbs up. Oh, that's good. I like that. But if you don't show up, nothing's happening. So the fact that you showed up, that's probably 99.9% of your problem solved. Now, the rest of that 1%, you know what I'm saying, which is hard to attain. 1% of the people in the United States are rich, and the other 99% trying to get to that position of that 1%, you know what I'm saying? And, that 1%, that's where, you got to really put in some work. And like I said, just keep it simple. Um, Recently, I've been telling my friend about how I always just say, talk to whomever, just yes or no, yes or no. Do the yes or no thing. Hey, you want to hang out with me? Yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And they put them on the spot. Okay, no. Like, okay, fine. Thank you. Have a good day and move on. If they say yeah, then, you have fun. Don't become upset. Don't get upset. If they say no, don't, you know, waste your time and energy calling them names or anything like that. Because sometimes when women say no to you, it's a blessing in disguise. And that's probably a billion problems you just, avoided. So just get out there, enjoy yourself when you're talking and stuff. And if you, let's say, like if you're a guy and you haven't had a girlfriend for a few months, just, get out there, like I said, and walk up to these women to say, hey, like, excuse me. I say, yeah. So are you beautiful? That woman says she's beautiful. Put your effort into her at that moment and give yourself, you got good 3 minutes, you know, to have her decide whether she's gonna be with you or not. And if she does it, it's cool because she just asks the same question, and yeah, I'm sure she says she's beautiful. And if you are competent and understand um, that psyche of women who think they're beautiful and all that stuff, um, then trade, the digits or whatever. And if she not can't be with you, then call her again another time. But I will tell you, I had this habit of meeting women, talking to them, getting their numbers, and never calling them. And it's not because I don't want to call them. It's just that I forget. But just get out there and just do that. It's nothing. I think that's probably that's one great question to ask them. Do you think you're beautiful? Because if a woman doesn't think she's beautiful, that is going to be a really good indication of insecurity on her side. And guys too. Guys like, oh, I'm not handsome enough. That's going to be a little insecurity on their side, which you can be insecure. It doesn't matter because being insecure is only validated by a thought. It doesn't, it's that's it. It's just because you think you are insecure don't mean you're insecure. Just because you think you're ugly or not attractive doesn't mean that you are ugly or not attractive. That's just your own thought. And don't get caught up in your own thoughts because like a friend of mine said, he see all kinds of Japanese women with the dorkiest guys, in shape, out of shape, skinny, wearing funny clothes, whatever. And you would, I wouldn't say all of them, but unless they got some money back in their hometown, they are not getting that kind of attention. They're not going to be with uh, women, and it's just not going to happen. But anyway, I'm done. It was fun. I keep saying I want to make videos every day because I want to hurry up and get my what's that thing called? My partnership back, so I could take advantage of getting that money. And then once I do that, I've got some really good treats for you guys. No one that I know of is doing it yet. So I got some really nice things I want to do as far as socializing out in the streets, one on one or whatever, And I really want to do that. But anyway, it was a pleasure. I have to go. Peace to all my homies out there. Enjoy. And until the next time we I go online, be safe, be happy, and